Hello, seventh house moon and seventh house Cancer, or Cancer on the seventh house cusp. You are someone whose emotional world is deeply tied to relationships, partnership, love, companionship, and emotional reflection through others. The seventh house rules marriage, committed partnerships, close bonds, contracts, clients, and the people we meet face to face. When the moon is here, emotional security is often found through connection, harmony, and feeling emotionally chosen. You are someone who is relationship oriented. You feel most emotionally alive, safe, or understood when you have someone to share your life with. You are very responsive to your partners, so their moods, needs, and emotional state strongly affect your own emotional balance. You are someone who naturally cares for, comforts, supports, and is emotionally attuned to the people you are closest to. You attract people who are nurturing, moody, intuitive, protective, or they are in need of emotional support. You are very sensitive to conflict, very sensitive to um, emotional coldness, tension, rejection, or inconsistency in your close relationships. And that can feel deeply destabilizing for you. You are very gifted when it comes to understanding other people's feelings. You are able to easily read the shifts in tone, mood, body language, and the relationship itself. You can be, you're very prone to being codependent in relationships. Um, if you have, if you're unbalanced, you can be very, you can feel like you need a relationship. That's just the best way for me to say that. Um, but your relationship should not be the only place that you feel safe. The moon in the seventh house, or Cancer on the seventh house cusp, is teaching you that your relationships are mirrors, but you are still whole within yourself. At the highest expression, you would be someone who is deeply loving, very intuitive, loyal, and emotionally intelligent in your partnership. You're here to learn sacred balance between intimacy and self containment. Okay, so with that being said, let's look at your cards. Your cards are Can't Forgive. You have the Kalima Kalika Tantrika. You have the Star, and you have Resistance. Immediately upon seeing your cards and knowing that I was reading for the seventh house, I knew that a relationship had negatively affected you in your life. Multiple relationships may have negatively affected you in your life, and they change the way that you interact with people, and they've changed the way that you feel about yourself. So, Can't Forgive is saying to me that it's time to put a rest to holding grudges against others. The death card came out to clarify Can't Forgive. So there is a heavy burden that you've been holding on to that has literally held you hostage. It has held you hostage, and it has stopped you from having more fulfilling relationships. You may have completely closed the door on relationships, and this is not that's not healthy. That's not healthy for you, because you literally you crave emotional intimacy. You crave being in a relationship with someone and having someone who is um, a protector and a soft spot for you to land. But because you've been hardened by relationships in the past, it's difficult for you to move forward in relationships. So either you have completely closed the door on relationships, or you're very untrusting in relationships and you're always looking for the ways that someone could be doing you wrong, the ways that they are disloyal, that also negatively affects your relationships. Um, when it comes to Kalika Tantrika, she is basically a goddess of karma. And she's saying you don't have to be the one to exact karma on other people. You don't have to pray for their downfall. You don't have to, pass judgment on them and hold a grudge against them in order for them to eventually feel the wrath of the things that they've done to you. You are um, able to let that go because she is always there. She's ever present and she is um, taking care of that situation. But you are literally being asked to drop that, drop that and allow spirit to handle it so that you can move forward in a way that is more healthy and more emotionally satisfying for you. Okay. Your other message here is that you are the one, not the other person. You have to put a lot of focus on yourself as opposed to focus on the other person in your life. Sometimes we give people too much power. We give people too much power by um basing everything that we do on their presence or the lack of their presence. Spirit said they didn't create you for them, they created you for you. So you are the star in your life, and that is your bread and butter, and that is what creates your fulfillment and your nourishment, not the other person. So even though Spirit is asking you to forgive and to allow other people to come into your life, they want you to remember that you are the one in the relationship, not the two. And so even though you may have a partner, or even if you don't have a partner, you're still whole, you're still full, and you have to learn that you emotionally fulfill yourself. The other partner is just icing. It's just icing on the cake. And stop allowing people. So there's a card hidden here. The star card was actually hiding the Ten of Swords in reverse. Stop allowing people to kill you, and then leave, and then you dead for years to come because of what they did. Okay, you can pick yourself up, girl. Get up, and don't let the actions of others be the end of you. You have to remember that what they do doesn't define who you are, and how they move doesn't define how you should move. So just because you're in relationship doesn't mean that they're everything. It doesn't mean that you can't go because they don't want to. It means that they don't want to and you still need to go, because that is what fulfills you. That's what makes you feel good. So don't let people just squash out what it is that you want for yourself when you're in relationship with them. Still do what it is that makes you feel alive, what it is that makes you feel good and nurtured and nourished. um, the other thing is that there is likely a relationship that's trying to come into your life that you are very resistant to allowing in, and you can feel that the person is not like the other people, but you're not listening to that advice that you're giving yourself. Your higher self is actually trying to tell you this isn't like what you've experienced in the past, but you're holding a grudge. And so because you're holding that grudge, you're harshly judging someone new who didn't commit the crime. So you're basically sentencing a new person for someone else's crimes. And so you're being asked to release that and to stop being so stubborn. It's time to move forward. It's time to allow new good things into your life. With that same thing being said, if there's someone in your life who it's time for them to go, but you're not listening to that intuitive nudge, stop being stubborn. and let them go. Okay, bye.